Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you a really quick video here. I'm just going to show you how the migration tool works in Capable and just how easy we make it to pull your data across from legacy apps across to Capable, the future of Confluence apps. I'm going to show you basically assuming that you've installed Capable, how you access the migration tool, and what some of the features are that we have to make it really easy to migrate your data across. And this migration tool has been proved with several large customers who we've worked closely with to help them bring their data across to Capable. So let's take a look. So here's my Confluence instance. And what I want to do is just click on the settings button on the top right. And on the left sidebar, if we go to the apps menu and we click Capable here, you can see we've got a tab bar and one of the tabs is called migration. And if we click on here and we accept that we have made a backup of our data, we click OK. You can see here, this is the primary migration tool. And this can be accessed from the global administration, but also from the space administration. So you can also delegate this task to your space admins if your site potentially is going to be doing a multi-stage migration here. So let's just take a look at the anatomy of this page here. At the top, we've got some options. The additive mode lets us keep the existing macros and just add the new capable macros underneath them. So this is great for validating whether or not the data that you want is all there when you finish. We can skip errors, so there might potentially be some problems during the migration. And by default, the migration tool will stop immediately when that happens. But we can choose to skip those errors here and continue to the end. And because there's a log that you can download, you can always get the information about what happened, what pages were successful or not. And finally, the CQL filter lets us scope down the migration to specific pages or pages that were created in a certain time. Really, you can scope this down to anything, even the person who created the page. So this is great when you're testing this out to begin with. And then what we have here is a list of all of the apps that we support and some that we are working on supporting. And as you can see, if I click open to one of these, so let's say we're going to have a look at the Mosaic one. This will give you a list of all of the macros included in that app and also what the support level is here. So you can hover over here to see what the caveats are, if there are any, or whether it's fully supported. And inevitably, there are some macros that we don't support, but generally these aren't very well used macros that we found with customers. So what you do is basically you can go down this list and you can open up the apps here and you can tick the apps that you'd like to migrate. So let's give this a go with a Draw.io diagram page that I'd like to migrate. Let's go to the Draw.io section. We can see there's one page with a diagram on it, and it's a Draw.io diagram macro. And for example's sake, let's use the additive mode so we can see both macros side by side with each other. So first of all, we click validate, and this is going to tell us any permission issues or space permission problems that need to be resolved, and also do a test run of whether those diagrams, in this case, can be migrated. And as you can see, we've got 2 successful and we've got no fail or unsupported macros detected. So we can simply click Start Migration. And this is going to go off and this is going to go through all of those pages and migrate them across. And what you can do here, if you click Download Logs, you can have a look at actually what was performed, which is great for debugging or sharing with our support team if there is a problem. And then if we go onto that page, the same experience will be true of other macros that we migrate. So because we chose additive mode, you can see we've got the existing Draw.io macro here. And then underneath, we've got the capable macro. So you can see here, they're identical. They have exactly the same functionality. And we had a second diagram here. And again, that diagram has been migrated here. So as you can see, using the migration tool is really easy and it's got a lot of really useful options, especially if you're a consultant or you're doing a transformation project, or you're moving to cloud from data center, for example. So I hope that's been useful, and until next time.